My name is Arvind Kala and I live in Delhi. Right this moment, though, I'm in my ancestral village in Uttarakhand, a village of just 200 people, and my grandfather's estate here has probably 700, 800 trees and shrubs and creepers and ferns and, mango trees, etc., etc. Uttarakhand is an empty land. It's got 53,000 square kilometers and only half the population of Delhi. And most of these people are in towns and urban centers like Hardwar and Rishikesh and Dehradun, etc., Nainital, whatever. Right where I am, it's empty. So if I go up a road, I can go for 7, 8, 10 kilometers and barely see 5 or 7 people around. So it's an empty land. And in my estate itself, I've seen a fox trotting past, and in the neighborhood, I've seen a baby deer, I've seen rabbits, jungle fowl, lift into the air, and I've seen a vulture, which would the sight of which would delight a Parsi. So it's just a wonderful place, and I wonder, and the air is clean and everything is fine. So I don't know why people choose to live in places like Delhi and Bombay. This is an infinitely better prospect. Now, wherever you go, whether you go to Malabar Hill in Bombay or you go to Chanakapuri in Delhi, what are people doing? Across the board, they're bent over their phones. When I get bent myself over a phone out here, because I have the same Wi-Fi which brings the YouTube to them, it brings YouTube to me. There's TV, etc., etc. It's the same thing, and there's real peace. A place like Delhi, which I also happen to live in. I mean, how do we know? Look at the air pollution. Do you think our lungs are not important? People are falling in, and well-to-do people, etc. It's just out of inertia they stay there. I don't know why, and my heart it fills with passion when I see people in Delhi. I'm overwhelmed with compassion for myself, because when I'm in Delhi, because that's the only time when I'm unhappy there. And that's not because in Delhi I have to cook chapatis, etc., etc. I've got some help. But it's just miserable. I mean, how the hell do I live in a city where the air I breathe poisons me? It's non-negotiable, man. It's a no-brainer. So whenever I come here, it's just wonderful. And all the people my age living on a retirement income or whatever, they stay in Delhi and etc., etc., because they've got bloody no imagination. They're just waiting for sons and grown-up sons and daughters to visit them, and the children don't really want to visit parents who are always waiting for them. They find parents a bloody pain in the butt, which they are, yeah. So I don't know why these people get, and people who have less incomes. My God, Delhi is ruinously expensive. When me and my wife stay in Delhi, it's not for more than 2, 3 months in a year. Our electricity bill is something like 10,000 bucks, and here my electricity bill is maybe 700, 800 maximum, usually 200, and the water is for free here and in Himachal, where I've been living for 20 years also. The water in Himachal is for free, and the electricity bill is for nothing. And cost-wise, Delhi is killing. I go to a mall and I pay 300 rupees for a goddamn pint. 250 bucks that, and VAT is another 50 bucks, and then parking the car costs me another 60 bucks, etc. And either way, when I drive, I fear that if I dent somebody, some chap's going to come out of his car and bloody beat me up and change my face. So it's terrible. It's very stressful living in Delhi. Honestly, it's very, very stressful. And these places are just wonderful. Wonderful. Manali also, clad in hills, etc. And whenever I live in Delhi and I come to my village in Uttarakhand, or go to this thing, the first thing I do when I reach there is start breathing like Ramdev, because I know that in Delhi I can't goddamn breathe, yeah. And that's the place where rich my retired friends also, they just hang around. And I don't know why they choose to do that. Partly because people have no imagination. We think people who get old become wise. No, young fools become wise, old fools. That's all. and their lives are miserable. Their faces tell you so. When I go out, I have a passion for watching people, particularly behind these sexy dark glasses, so that I don't know so that they don't know that I'm watching them, and they look miserable and disgruntled, etc., etc. Chaps they're cursing everybody. The husband's cursing the wife is cursing the husband, and they're cursing everybody. And all the people they're cursing, they're cursing these people. Everybody is cursing everybody else. That is the atmosphere I get. And I don't know why people live there. The only time I feel, like I said, sorry for myself is when I have to be in Delhi. I mean, how the hell do I live in a place where the air I breathe poisons me? I don't know. It's just impossible. And if another thing, a wonderful thing about Uttarakhand is there are no street dogs. Because this is leopard country, the leopards everywhere, thousands of them prowling around at night. And for them, a dog is like sushi is for us. So everywhere, the dogs just don't last. They're eaten up. A cousin of mine was telling me who had two dogs. He said he went into his home to do susu. When he came out, he had one dog. My caretaker woman, her dog was picked up, etc., etc. So it's wonderful. No yelping dogs, yeah. I feel like kissing those leopards. I detest these street dogs so much. And, it's just terrific. And people, people in cities don't realize that there's something called people poisoning. If there are thousands of people around you, etc., etc., their very presence poisons you, just like your presence also poisons them. People just don't realize. People would need to be in sort of empty lands, not hemmed in from every side. People, just honking away, quarreling over parking and this and that. It's a miserable life. I don't know why I stay in these places, and Jesus Christ, my health has improved in the last 10 years. Honestly, it's improved more. And that's it. And it's just wonderful. And people should come to these kinds of places. I know, but they don't have the imagination. They just don't have the imagination. They'll say, what will I do there, what will I do there, and they hang around in the place, in the low income old people stay around in their sons and daughters place, where they become the kind of hired help, going out to fetch the milk and buying vegetables, etc., etc. And it's a pathetic life. In fact, I'm reminded of that film guy, Hangal, who specialized in being an old dad, who would say things like, "Bete, booढ़े बाप को एक सूखी रोटी दे देना बेटी." So, that is how I see, old low income people in Delhi, etc., etc., hanging around with their children, hanging around with their children. Another thing is, old people, the mistake they made, they become fat. Fat and ugly, and all because because out of frustration they eat samosas and pakoras, and 20 years later they realize they can't walk. So they can't. Here the Himalayas demand fitness. They don't have fitness. So they say may as well eat more samosas. Yeah, what the hell to do? So hey, I think I talk a lot of sense, so I must get going. How much am I going to canvas for Uttarakhand, etc.? So, friends, just forward this video to everybody. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if anybody says my video is lousy, just beat him up. You have my permission, all right? So I must get going. So see you later, alligator.